Hi, this is Anatole, and welcome to my reaction video to Chernobyl, episode 3, titled Open Wide, O Earth. Couple things at the beginning. First is that Min is not here. Both Min and myself got sick at the same time last week. That's why this video took much longer to release than we wanted to. And so to kind of catch up with the schedule, I'm recording this at the time that's convenient for me, but not for Min. But plan is Min will be back, and then we'll get the next episode recorded sooner rather than later. So Min should be here for episode 4. Full disclosure, I have watched the video before, so this is more of a commentary and less of a reaction, but I hope that that doesn't bother you too much. And with that being said, let's get the episode started, shall we? From what I understand, they have these, as the lights go out, they use these hand cranks to create electricity for the lights. But that was an invention of the show. And in the real event, the real episode, they they struggled on in the dark, and the producer or slash writer Craig Mazin said that he thought that it would just be too hard for them to do all this without any light, so they invented these hand cranks, which did exist at the time, as a way of solving that cinematic difficulty. Now, I'm not sure if they talk about it in the show, so I hope this doesn't spoil anything, but it is a historical event. Those 3 divers, though, they should have been dead to rights, but they survived for many years after the fact. If I remember correctly, having read the book Midnight in Chernobyl.
The way it all works. An uninformed, arbitrary decision that will cost who knows how many lives made by some apparatchik, some career party man. I'm a career party man. You should watch your tone, Governor Legasov.
I really like the relationship between Legasov and Sherbitsa. The way that it develops over this, it has developed over the last 3 episodes. So a lot of this sequence comes from a story that was told to a journalist in the book Voices from Chernobyl. It's pretty accurate too. Some other things in the series have been changed, but most of the events in this storyline are one-to-one correspondence. Okay, so one reason why I think it's good that I do watch the episode before doing the reaction is I get the little details like this. These dogs, see how they have the leashes on them? I just didn't get it. I thought, those are his pets? But from reading about the history, all the animals were left behind. Not only are these the pets that were abandoned, they are radiated. They are walking with animals that are radiated. But at this point, these guys don't care because they know they have only 5 years to live. Second point, it says a lot about Sherbina's character that he brought this food with him to feed these dogs. It says that he is more than just a self-centered apparatchik, that there is a core to him that's a little bit generous. And I think that small detail develop those 2 or 3 things, the historical, the character, at the same time, while they are delivering this exposition, is really masterful. While I point out infodump in the places where I think it's really awkwardly done, there have been a couple sequences where it's purely exposition, but they arrange the scene so that you never even notice because there's other conflict or there's something else developing as it happens.
Something I wanted to ask you, Conrad, but I see you're already asking yourself the same question.
See how he refers to her to comrade, but in the previous scene, Sherbina referred to him by his first name, which implied that intimacy that's growing between those two characters, whereas these two are more formal. What they say on the Reddits is that this character in real life, this person in real life, didn't dress as fancy as this. It's more of an invention of the show. Something they don't go into in the show, but that Craig Mazin has said they filmed, so one day it could end up as an outtake, is the story of Dyatlov. He was involved in a nuclear submarine accident, and he was irradiated. His son later died of leukemia. They suspect it had to do with the radiation. He may have passed to his son, and yet he found himself in charge of a nuclear reactor after having been one of the principal parties in an accident on a nuclear submarine. And Craig Mazin in his podcast says that may have been one reason why Dyatlov was so dismissive of radiation, because he had been involved in a radiation accident before, been radiated, and still survived seemingly unharmed. There, Jairus Harris rubs his nose. I think that's supposed to be the first sign of radiation sickness beginning to take over him. Is Totanov? If I'm not mistaken, this is the one who went down into the water. It was messing around with the levers that opened the water. So there were questions on Reddit about this painting, and I believe it's Ivan the Terrible standing over the dead body of his son. The painting of Ivan the Terrible having just killed his son Ivan, I believe.
You can't trust us. Of course I do. But you know the old Russian proverb. Trust but verify.
I thought that was the Ronald Reagan proverb. Honestly, I didn't remember that was there. I did not.
I think despite the stupidity, the lies, even this, you are compelled. The problem has been designed and you will stop at nothing until you find an answer. Because that is who you are.
I've known it takes them.
Scientists.
So he's pretty much saying, in the land of ideology, a scientist is equal to a lunatic. And one thing that was mentioned, I believe in Midnight at Chernobyl, that in that culture, scientists were held in great esteem.
That they were running a safety test. I'll go back to the hospital and re-interview you. If they're still awake.
I like the way they refer to them being dead as awake, live, not awake, dead. That's a tough final scene, watching that actress do portray that grief for so long, and then the concrete going over the coffins. Oh, that's it then. That's my reaction video to episode 3. I'm not going to do a review for this one. I'll save that for next episode. Hopefully Min will be here, and then we can do a review together. So that's all for now. Take care and be well.